maybe just before he starts his verse, he'll be say like, it's Hove or something or Weezy will go like, Young Mullah, baby.
Yeah, okay.
So then I used to go Sky, boy, like before I started my verses. And then after a while, like people started getting the name Factor a bit confused. Some people will say, yo, is your name Factor? Bro, come on, man.
On the big one too.
After a while,
That's one called Factor, you know.
I ended up being put off that name, man. So I just went for SkyyBoii and just stuck to SkyyBoii ever since.
He used to call me T Kid when I was younger. I didn't really like it at first. I used to call myself Tiny Temba. But then as I got older and everyone was like, calling me T, it kind of came back into the air. I was like, yo, that's actually a dope name.
All right, then we're here with T Kid, now in YFG. Yeah. Please tell us why you got into music.
I got into music, honestly, growing up in a musical kind of background. My dad is a singer in the church. My mom and dad, both of them. My uncle was a rapper himself in Glasgow. They kind of, growing up listening to all the type of music they were singing, whether it be gospel or reggae or just African music that they play in the house. Yeah, me and my brother kind of got stuck into that and learning instruments and then eventually rapping. At first we weren't serious until maybe about 15, 16 in high school, and then when people actually started going like, yo, Temba, like T Kid, you're actually, bro, you're doing bits, your bars are sick. At first I was just like, yo, they just gassing, but then I actually deeped it. I was like, yo, I might actually go for this, man, take this as a career. And since then, I've just been putting out projects and stuff like that, man. And yeah, man, trying to put Glasgow on the map.
But let's talk about YFG.
Hey.
How did you come up with the name and who's all in the group? Tell
YFG,
us the dynamic.
shout out to my boy Abdi, Ace, aka Prince, J Gold, Spectra, honestly, Jeremy as well. We're basically just a hip hop collective from the east end of Glasgow. That's kind of where we all kind of started. Yellow Flame Gang, that's what YFG stands for. Our church was kind of like a yellow flame, and when we were younger, we used to call ourselves like the gang in the church. I know it's pretty bad, but we were just kids. But then we kind of stuck with the name. We're like, YFG's sick, and yeah, we just stuck with it, man. And that's our collective, just doing our thing. The thing about YFG is when we write music, we don't like to be like sit on one sort of genre. Like we've got R&B songs, we've got hip hop, like 90s hip hop songs, trap songs, bit of drill. Like honestly, even in the future, we've got a few reggae tracks coming soon. We just like to basically make music, and I feel like that's what people see in us that is so unique about us. Like kind of like we're not just stuck to one genre like drill or Afro beats or something like that.
What would you say to like anybody watching this who also wants to get into music but they're too shy or nervous that nobody will really like what they're coming up with? What would you say to them?
Literally, all I'd say is honestly, don't be scared. Be yourself. Literally, life is short. Life is short. You only get one chance to do a lot of stuff, and honestly, it doesn't matter where you're from, what your background is, what religion you are, what color skin you is. Literally, music, honestly, it could come from anyone, but at the end of the day, it can send the same messages, whether it's a love song or if it's a drill song, whatever. Literally, someone will get touched by music. Music is very strong, and no matter where you're from, like, don't be scared. Like, just follow your dreams. Get out there, and things will work out for you if you put in the hard work and the determination into what you love.
Sonja and Daniel. Tell them your stage names and also tell us how you got into music as well.
So my name is Smiley.
My name is Dan.
I start basically on my music like 4 months ago. I didn't start like nothing serious, but soon I realized like I have a talent, like let me explore. So and Dan told me like, no, you need to invest on that, and I was like, ooh, you know, I started getting like heat up, excited, and I was like, yeah, let me explore that shit, you know. I was like, oh, it's good.
Nice. What about you, Dan?
You know, I'm inside that business like 2 years ago, like, but I feel that I'm more into old school. That's my vibe, and I want to bring the new vibe, you know, of the youngest people to the old school. You know, I want to do something different, and I think it's more like that, man. I have too much to say about me, like about how I started. I just know that I started, and I want to finish.
I want to talk about what brought you guys to Glasgow.
There's a hard question. Like it's hard and deep. We had our lives in Portugal like normally, and I was traveling, doing my stuff. But our dad was living here, so he said, "Hey, you guys just come." So became, of course, a lot of things happen, you know, but we just see that as a positive thing, you know, like we don't see like a negative thing, because if we never would came, we'll never meet you, I'll never, you know, write my stuff in English. I would just keep it French, Portuguese, Spanish, whatever I speak, you know what I mean? Like,
What makes you guys different from everybody that you see around making music or doing their own thing? Like, I can see your style is quite different from what you see everybody wearing. Same with you. Explain that a bit.
I think at the end of the day, I keep being true and real, like for myself. Like, I don't really care about what you're gonna think about my music, because I love my music. So I think what makes me different is my passion.
So, how did you get into the music in the first place, and how did the name SkyyBoii come about?
Well, I got into music just being around my older G's, my older brother, older cousin. So my earliest memory of like writing music was my cousin, actually, young pro. Then he's based in London. He was part of a crew called Top Liners. So Young Pro and Bemis, they're still sort of making tracks still today. Then they were popping on like Channel U and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I just used to look up to them and be like, rah, I want to be like these guys. From there, I would join them, try to write my own little raps and stuff. But then over the years, I just used to write. But I never actually made a track until I was probably about 20.
I mean, you guys also do music. You do music.
For sure.
You're a DJ.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about that. You know, let us know.
Well, Jafar, or some people might know him as Joe, as basically little bro, more or less. You know what I mean? We sort of met through a mutual friend who, if I remember correctly, that day he was actually helping me out with a music video, and he brought Joe along. I think Joe had heard about my music beforehand, so he brought Joe along, and Joe was just there chopping it up with us that day. And
Actually, it's that from the YouTube thing, man. Remember the comments?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy though, but yeah.
So, where do you guys see Glasgow going forward? How much has it changed since when you started to now?
A lot. I'm very optimistic about Glasgow, because a lot of the creatives here, they actually come together, and which is what you need to push a unit forward. And that's the difference, unfortunately, between Glasgow and where I'm from, Edinburgh. Just feel back home in E-Town, like,
secluded, and
it's a lot of envy, if you could put it that way, and which just restricts the progression.
It's pointless envy as well. That's even the annoying thing. It's pointless because like you guys are nowhere. I'm nowhere either. Like, why don't we just come up together and let's just go somewhere together? Like, why? It's just like crabs in a barrel, innit? Like, someone is there and you just like pull him down. Like, I want to be there and they'll pull you down. Like, it doesn't make sense.
So who are your inspirations then?
When I first started writing raps, people I used to like listening to at the time, probably Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne, and then after a while I started paying attention to J. Cole, Wretch Free too, just people with a lot of lyrical substance, you know, because me, I like listening to lyrics. If you don't,
Likewise, man.
I feel like rap is very educational.
Facts.
When you listen to the right rappers,
Facts.
you learn a lot. Man.
But if you listen to Jay-Z, you learn economics, to be honest. Unless you're stupid. It's facts though. Like, it's actually facts. That brother literally puts out like numbers, facts, and figures in every jam he